America. And I'm not giving a broad sweep to Trump. Trump is an oddity also. They're all oddities as far as I'm concerned. But the point is, he was out being an entrepreneur, an entrepreneurship. I mean, look at what's his name, Steve, who started Apple.
Jobs.
Yeah, he's not a college graduate, was
Right.
he? Okay, and we can go look at what about the guy who started Mac? No,
Right.
not Mac. The PC.
Right.
What's his name? The richest guy in the world.
Oh, Gates.
Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
He only had 40 billion
Right.
well, 10 years ago. Now he's got 86 billion.
Right.
So funny thing about money.
And people forget that you can promise someone the opportunity to go to college and all those things, but there's a long lead time for that. And that's great. Go to college if you want to, but jobs are immediate. A child hired today feels worth and value. When they get that paycheck 5 days later, they feel like they've accomplished something. So there's something immediate about a job.
I remember when I was 16, I was living with my brother at that point, and in his apartment. And I remember there was this kid who always came home, and he had one of those fancy looking Camaros with the orange stripes. It was white with orange stripes.
Mm-hmm.
And he got out of his car, had paint all over his little white outfit. And he was a little short guy, but he had such confidence. And I thought, that's what I want.
Right.
And he spoke volumes just because of his confidence. And, he had hard days work. There's nothing like having a steak on Friday or a hamburger or whatever it is and knowing you earned it.
Exactly.
Somebody didn't give it to you.
Right. Well, when I think about your Viral's Voice magazine, I know you get to say it's beautiful and it's a professional product, but imagine having children who are abused that were part of this.
Yeah.
And now your story changes. Yes, you've got beautiful messaging, but this was done by a child who was told they would do nothing in their lifetime. And look what they created.
Well, this is right up my alley. You have to indulge me. Okay, so this is a little song I wrote, and I think you'll like this if you're into kids. And it goes like this. It goes, I believe in you, no matter what you choose to do. I'll see you fly over mountains high. I believe in you. Though the road seems long, it's the turns that make you strong. To survive, remember I believe in you. I believe in you. God gives dreams to come true. But I also believe you must believe too. There's a bright distant star. I see it shining for you. Remember, wherever you are, I believe in you. Of course, it goes on. But every child needs to be told it's that voice of someone that propels them and believes in them.
That's exactly right. And we're doing that every day at Hibiscus Children's Center. But I want to make sure that I thank the Impact 100 group. Your song highlights that there's a group of women who said, I believe we can make a difference. And they've created the venue for that to happen. So certainly agencies like Hibiscus will benefit from their generosity.
I thought about dressing up in drag and giving $1,000.
Well, I'll sit here and watch. I think that's a beautiful opportunity that Impact 100 does in our community to help people be more innovative and think outside of their normal reality.
Because $1,000, rich or poor in between, $1,000 affects everybody. I mean, I was at a big fancy schmancy thing recently with a whole bunch of doctors and stuff, and somebody won $1,000 for something, and I was shocked at how excited. I knew that everybody, you were there with me,
right.
Everybody at that place was pretty wealthy, and yet the women were still excited. You won $1,000 of, I don't know, seeing the doctor on the beach or something. I don't know what it was. Anyway, they were all excited. I thought, wow, how excited over $1,000. These people are that excited. So rich or poor, writing a check and giving it to Impact 100 for $1,000, you feel that.
Exactly.
And so I agree with you, Mr. Paul Sexton, that we applaud all the women Impact 100 who are making a difference.
Yeah, how forward thinking could they have been?
Yeah.
And as you pointed out earlier, it started out with 100 women, and now they've got over 400 women who really believe in this, and it's taking hold here in the Treasure Coast. It's starting up in other locations for other women to
You mean
start
the
similar.
initial one was here?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure where the initial one.
I'd like to ask them.
It'd be
It
nice
doesn't
to know
really
that
matter.
history.
The
Right.
point is they're doing it.
Exactly.
And it's a sacrifice for everyone that has to write that check for it. Because you could always think, gosh, I could get those new shoes up in New York. And I could get that new outfit. I know how women think, right? Because
Right.
I'm a guy and I think the same way about stuff.
Well, and the beauty of the program, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. There's an expectation. Paul, we will give you $100,000. We want you to do something innovative for your kids. And so the
Yeah.
Graphic Design Center will do that. But what's beautiful about it is the Graphic Design Center then can be self-sustaining. So the revenue it generates by doing things like the Bureau's Voice
Yeah.
or whatever
Well,
partners we would have.
I'm all in because I was living on my own in a roomy house at 14.
Right.
I know what it's like to have nobody there to care about you.
Right.
A kid 14 should not be living in a roomy house without any parental guidance or anything.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And so those revenues that we generate,
Yeah.
we turn those right back into our mission and say, you know what, we earned some money through this graphic design.
Yeah.
How else can we help our kids
Yeah.
do great things in their life?
Amen. Well, this sounds very good. We're very excited. And it's great to meet you, Paul Sexton. He's the new CEO. Well, not that new. He was new to me today,
Right.
but he's been in town 17 months. So, but he hasn't been to CJ Cannon's yet.
That's right.
We got to get you out there.
Right.
You got to see Debbie perform on Friday nights.
That's right.
Debbie
Give me a
sings.
nice song.
Yes.
Great.
Bring
She-
some of the
she-
kids.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah, and learn my song, I Believe in You, and you can arrange it. I'm going to tell you something about her. This lady, she can take anything you do. You have an amazing gift of arrangement. It's like a God-given thing. You give her a little thing, a little melody, because I write songs. I write songs every day. And I used to write jingles for radio and TV
Right,
advertisements. But anyway, so we write these songs, and she takes them and then arranges them. I go like, how did she figure it out? She puts this horn section here and the strings there, and that's a special gift.
Wow.
It was
Very
taught by the musicians, which was great.
Now, but you also know how to read my music.
Oh,
right?
yes, I
Yeah.
know. They also taught me that.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
You put yourself where you want to learn.
Right.
Yes.
Well, everybody's making a difference. Listen, I want to thank you for coming on our broadcast today. Thank you, Mr. B, for doing a great job. And I want to thank you, Beverly, for being in here. I want to thank you, Debbie Murphy, for being in here. You can see her Fridays, and we'll talk a little bit more later on today. And Paul, thanks for coming in. If people want to get in touch with you at Hibiscus,
Yes, hibiscuschildrencenter.org.
hibiscuschildrencenter.org. And thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is the Mayor of the Airwaves. Got to take a break. We'll be back.
Rhett, you should go to Hibiscus and speak. Wouldn't it be great to speak to the children?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking of several things. One is I would like you to think about doing a jingle for Hibiscus.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what I used to do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to come up with.
You know you have another half hour still.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I figured that's when she'll do her report. We never got to your report.
Nope. I also have the food report.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
food report.
Yeah, so I'd love to, maybe meet for lunch or something,
Let's-
or whenever it's
You
convenient for
available
you.
today?
I'm not. I'm going to the office to do budget. So
Okay.
I'm pretty tied up the rest of the day.
All right, well, let me know if you're free as soon as you can. We'll sit down and talk.
I would love
Because
to
we
do
want to
that.
do this, even if it's for 15 minutes.
To
Yeah.
know that he's a top in radio and he started out the radio.
Well, what I love about just one thing you said here is,
What was that?
about you're not a college graduate,
Yeah.
so somebody might, the initial review is you're not going to amount to much, but here you are, you're running a radio station. Our kids need that. Oftentimes somebody will come in with a master's degree, the president of a company, and they'll tell a kid you can make it. Well,
But you know what I
that's
do
such a
wish?
long
You know what I
stretch.
do wish? I wish somebody, to this day, that kid, our kids stay alive in us.
Right.
I still wish that somebody had come along and said, stood by me and said, I'm going to teach you the ways of the world.
Exactly.
The reason I'm a talk host today is I've had to ask everything. How
I
much
know.
money do you make? How do you do that? You shouldn't ask people that. When I was in the radio, I can get away with it.
Exactly.
But you know what? That's why. He's pushy. Yeah, you're damn right I'm pushy because I learned that I don't eat if I don't push.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you have to have manners and stuff, but, and you learn that, but.
Sometimes you push it.
Well, this is
home.
great.
Would
So
love
go
to
do-
get. Would love to give it.
You like that idea?
Well, I like the
Wouldn't that
idea
be
of
cool?
a couple things. I would like to get. I don't know when these come out.
Once a month,
Once a month.
So when's your next one coming out?
next week. They're
March
going to press
1st.
today.
So it's too late to get an article in here.
Too late. Huh?
Yeah, it's too bad.
For what? Why? Is
I'm
that
saying,
coming?
I'm being selfish. I want to get to as many people talking about Impact 100 and what's
Well,
going
well,
on.
we'll just have you back next week. I guess all you need to do is do this. I'll do a video with you. I just got 58,000 views with Dr. Mallon. I tell you what, I got Dr. Ioannidis. He spends about $5,000 a month with me. He said that my show, radio, has built his practice. Second most successful. We're not on there.